everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, as you can see, I have been awake here on the beautiful island of Kauai. And I say I've been awake because this island is so magical, it is so spiritual. You can feel the energy of it, and I hope that I'm able to transport you here with me as we do this weekly wake up so that you can also connect with your own spiritual divinity, that part of yourself that already knows the answers, that the answers are already given to you before you even think to ask them, that everything is always provided for us at all times under all conditions. Now, I know a lot of people have been struggling and a lot of people have huge successes. And so what's kind of been going on this week is it feels like there's this diversity of both. So before I get into that, because I'm already kind of like getting the information, I want to slow down so that you guys can participate as well. So we always start with our breath, right? We take it in, we go into our heart, exhale, everything that we think we know, everything that we think we should know, everything that we want to know, just so that we can let go. And by letting go, we get to that place of neutrality. And in that space, we can be flooded with the answers. We can be flooded with where our focus needs to be, what we need to be doing in this moment, and so that we can become our best selves. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes. If it helps to focus, go inward and just imagine a beautiful white light. If you'd like to drop anchor, beautiful white light all the way down to the center of the earth, and then inhale that white light all the way back up through the body to the top of the head. Hold it for a count of 3, and then exhaling again all the way back down. We'll do that for a count of 3, and then we'll let go. And then we'll just start to talk, and we'll see what's available for us this week. And your job is to listen. Does that feel right? Does that feel off? Is that for me? Is that for somebody else? And maybe you'll get additional information or additional insights. Stay in the energy after I disconnect and hang up, and then you guys continue to practice and play with it every day. And as you do that, you're going to become more in tune with your own universe, with your ability to be able to read the signs and your ability to know what to do and how to do it. You're already doing it, but by slowing down and paying attention, it amplifies it, right? And then it makes it easier to recognize every time it pops in again. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and take 3 breaths and let's go into the space. Okay, so really what I'm seeing is that for a lot of us, we're either resisting what needs to happen or not acknowledging the changes that need to happen. It's like you're in a beautiful setting and there's a raging fire, and you're going, wow, isn't it beautiful? And there's a raging fire right there. Meaning there are things in our life that need attention, and that we're either afraid to give it attention or what that means if we will give it attention. Maybe there's someone that you need to say something to, or that you need to speak up, or maybe there's a problem in your marriage and you don't want to address it, or maybe your relationship or at work or with someone that you love, right? So it's this feeling sense of things that need to be said and that we're resisting or avoiding or hoping they'll be managed or handled on their own. Or it could be just that you are aware of it, but you don't know how to approach it, or you don't know what to do about it. And this week, all the answers are going to come in. All the information that you need to put out that fire is going to be given to you. So what there is for you to do is just to relax, recognize the things that need to be handled, right? Write them down. Write down the list of the situations that are troubling you, or that you're worried about, or that you're nervous about. And just reminded of this beautiful exercise where you write. You can put God, you can put universe, you can put the creator, whatever you call that divine force, on one side of the paper, and write it at the top. Create it like a little T. Put universe, God, divine, whatever you want to on one side, and on the other side, put your name, what I will do. And then write down all the situations in your life that need attention, or fires that need to be put out, right? And then you go through, okay, divine, help me, right? Help me have the answers and the courage and the strength to make these changes. And then let go. And as the information comes in, you'll know what to do. But what's magical about this is that God, the divine universe, or whatever you want to call this amazing force, source, will actually handle some of those situations for us. Just by putting our attention that this needs to be handled, some things we'll be able to handle on our own, some things will be done automatically. It might be people brought into your life that will handle them, it may be that they resolve themselves, but we can always give credit to the divine for that. So right away I'm being shown that this is a week to accomplish great things with little effort through just your focus, through your willingness to recognize what needs to be corrected and be willing to focus on it, and so that you can get the answers you need to make the difference. Okay, very cool. So let's see what else is in store for us. So with that, there's this magical force of creative energy and happiness and joy that just you give birth to by recognizing those difficulties, by recognizing what needs to change, by having the courage to step up and say something or do something, and not take a sledgehammer to it, right? But to just do it with compassion, do it with strength, do it with whatever is needed in that moment. And they're showing me this spiraling energy coming up that is just like volcanic, right? They have something to do with where I'm at, but this volcanic energy that comes up, but when it blows up, it's like butterflies, it's like joy, it's happiness. So you're gonna experience so much freedom and ecstasy by actually looking fear in the face, by actually doing what you need to do, by actually asking what your higher self, following through with what your higher self is asking you to do. So I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know. Deep down, you already know there's situations that you need to be handling. There's already situations within yourself. I'm not talking about looking outward and going, oh, this person needs fixed, and oh, that person there. I'm talking about the fires inside of you. I'm talking about the situations inside of you where you're the problem, where you're the one who's not speaking up, or you're the one who's speaking up too much, or you're the one who's hanging on and not letting go, or you're the one who's pointing the finger, right? So this is about us, people. You know, everything that we see out there is only a reflection of us. So if you think of that I was talking about somebody else, including me, we're not. We're talking about us, and I'm talking about myself. So it's about looking internally and seeing what needs attention inside of us. Where's our fire? And for some of us, it could be that the fire's gone out, right? And we're just desolate and we're exhausted and wiped out. In which case, if you feel that way, then you need to pray and ask for fire, right? Ask for the passion. Ask to be shown what it is, you know, your life should be used for. I mean, that's how I got into this work, right? I just started saying a prayer and saying, okay, God, this is after my brother died. And my second brother had died, and I just started to pray, and I said, show me what my life should be used for. Real estate felt very empty and meaningless at that time in my life. And all this information started flooding in and became overwhelming for me. But I had an amazing husband at my side who said, you're not crazy, there's nothing wrong with you, we'll figure it out. And 20 years later, we figured it out. So this is what it is. Everybody has the gift of intuition. Everybody has the gift of divine knowing. We all know what to do, but do we practice it, right? Do you take the time to look inside and say, what do I need to change about myself today? And that's what this week is about. It's about allowing you to let go of all those fears and just receive the joy and the happiness and the courage. And you know, when you're receiving it, you really don't need courage because you're in the flow. You're just doing what needs to be done. And that's the beauty of it. It's only the ego that needs the courage. When you're really in the divine flow, we don't even need the courage because we are the divine. And so in that moment, we can say everything that we need to say. We can be who we need to be with compassion and love. And the strongest force on earth is love, right? It's not fear, it's love. So when you're in that energy force, you have the stability and the ability to create whatever needs to be done in that moment. And even if it's nothing, even if it's being still, even if it's just sending love to a situation or to yourself, or to love yourself and forgive yourself. I don't know your story, and what's important for us is that reminding ourselves they are just stories, and stories are meant to be written and created in a way that gives us joy. So if you're living a story that is not healthy, that doesn't feel good to you, this is the week to change your story. This is the week where you can have all the energy. It's just pouring in, you guys. And I know we have a beautiful full moon, all these great energies that are coming together. So our job is just to recognize it, enjoy it, take it in. And when you're in that flow, things just start to happen. Things just start to move. I didn't end up in a place like this by accident, right? It was by creative design. It was by letting myself step into situations that I was terrified of, that I was afraid of being judged for. Oh, yeah, I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to be that psychic person in the room. Are you kidding me? it was a little ballsy 20 years ago when I stepped into that role. It was a little scary. It was frightening. But once I stepped into it, it was just who I am. So stop resisting who you are, guys. And I'll stop resisting who I am too, because there's still parts of myself, as there are with all of us, that are unfamiliar, that need to be brought to the light, that need to be healed, and just self-love. All right, you guys, this is an amazing week. And let me see if there's anything else that we need to know about this week. This is also a week to continue just to let go of the judgments and the self-reflections that don't work for you, that don't honor you. If you're not honoring yourself, how can you expect somebody else to honor you? If you're not filling yourself with self-love, how can someone else love you, right? So I want you to not work on being love, self-love. I just want you to be self-love. I just want you to connect with it for yourself. When you see something outward, this is my favorite exercise I think ever that my guides gave me, and it's when you see something outward and it's beautiful, it's amazing, just know that that's a reflection of you, that you're recognizing that because it's touching the beauty in you. So when you look around at this beautiful place and you go, wow, isn't that beautiful? Stop and take that energy into your own eyes and into your own body and just say, I am beautiful. I am beauty, right? And as we do that, just know that it's real and it's powerful. And then as you receive that, guess what? People are going to feel that about you. Your business will start to explode. You'll start to get things, you'll start to attract better situations in your life because your peace, your love, your beauty, your all those things that we think that we're looking for but already exist inside of us. So all right, you guys, have an amazing week, and I love this island. I've never been to Kauai before. It truly is magical, and I hope I've shared some of its magic with you today. Have an amazing week, everyone. Love you.